JBB here with tonight's final thought. This past weekend while watching football, I was inundated by the following two ads over and over and over again.
When the Galaxy Note launched in 2011, it was ahead of its time. And naturally, when things are new and different, sometimes people aren't ready for them. Experts saw the bigger screen and were like, "You look like you're talking into a piece of toast." The Note is an unwieldy beast. Now it's not being dismissed by competitors, it's being imitated. Thing is, the Note is more than big. It's about being more productive. Today, people are saying, is it just me or does the new iPhone 6 look like a Samsung Galaxy Note 2 from 2012? It's cute how Apple thinks their phablet is a fresh idea when Samsung Mobile has been excelling at them for years already. Hashtag next big thing. The new Samsung Galaxy Note 4. The next big thing is here.
Wait, are you running full Adobe Photoshop on a tablet?
Yep, but it's not just a tablet, it's really a laptop. It's a Surface Pro 3 with a touchscreen.
Well, it can't be as fast as my Mac.
Sure it can, and it is.
But you probably can't plug anything into it.
I have a USB, mini DisplayPort, plug away. And this is my favorite, it's the kickstand.
So you're saying it does more than my Mac?
Well, technically, you said it.
So there you have it. Two examples of something that we used to say in the old days when you have to refer to the competition specifically, in this case, Apple, for both companies, then you are saying something about your position in the field. If you have to point to the other guy and specifically spell out their name, then you are more or less saying that they're the model and we're chasing after them, even though both ads, especially the Samsung, is saying that they were there first and now the Apple is catching up. So I just found it very interesting that over and over and over again I saw these ads where Microsoft, who really has in the PC world, it still is to this day, 2014, Microsoft's world. They have the most desktops. They have, the broadest reach in terms of their actual OSs in the field. But when it comes to marketing this device, the Surface Pad, they feel the need to compare themselves with the competition in their ad. And same with Samsung poking fun at Apple and its ways. I just found it very interesting that both of these companies chose to do their marketing this way. So we will see how this actually turns out in the coming weeks and months. The release of the Apple device, the Apple phone, the one that was compared to in the Samsung ad, according to some of the numbers I've seen, has been reported to have had sales of over 4 million over the opening weekend. So that's something to note in terms of record-breaking numbers. The other side of the coin that I've heard from Gazelle.com, which is a company that purchases used devices from people who are wanting to trade up, which is one of the processes that I've done many times. They've reported that after the announcement of the larger Apple iPhone 6, they've seen a huge spike in people trying to sell to them their Samsung phones. So it does seem like there is a large market for the phablet phone, but what we do seem to see is this trend for people who have left iPhones because they didn't have a large enough phone, and thus going into the Android Samsung market. But now that Apple has addressed that particular need with these two latest announced phones, what we've seen is that Gazelle has reported a huge spike in parties wanting to sell their Samsung phone, assuming that what they're doing is they're wanting to purchase the newer Apple iPhone 6. So So we'll see how this actually turns out. But I've always, I find it interesting that these two very strong companies, Samsung selling everything from dishwashers to electronics, is mentioning the competition in their ads, and Microsoft, who in the high-tech world of personal computing owns or has owned this space for decades, is feeling the need to make this direct comparison with the Apple product. So there you go. What does that mean? So that's my rambling thoughts for the night. You can catch more of my stuff at joebustios.com or jbbsfinalthoughts.com. We'll catch you next time. Bye.